everyone. Welcome to Morning Listeners. This is Nilima KS, and today we are bringing to you an interview session with Ms. Su-Nui Escobar. Morning Listeners is an online magazine dedicated to women. It showcases various articles, personal life stories, and interview sessions on different matters concerning women. And today, our interviewee, Ms. Su-Nui Escobar, happens to be a doctor of nutrition and a registered dietitian. So let us welcome our interviewee. Hello, Su-Nui.
Hello, thank you for having me here.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's a good start to the year.
That's great. So, since you're on board with morning listeners, let's start from the morning itself. How do you normally begin your morning?
Okay, this is not what you want to hear, but I like to go to the gym at 12 at noon. So for me to do that, I had to wake up at 5, work for 2 hours where my brain is like on fire with a nice cup of coffee and a quiet home. And then I start all my morning ritual once my family wake up and is having a pleasant morning, walking to school. And it's just like a nice start. I get some work done and then I get to enjoy my family.
That's a great way to start the morning. So, what is a goal you have set to achieve by the end of this day?
I have 3 goals. I always like to work out. I always like to do something that moves my business forward. And I like to enjoy a quality time with my son.
Oh, that's great. So, how was your new year? Have you made a list of this new year resolutions?
More than resolutions, I figure out how to arrange my schedule so I can make my goals come through.
That's great.
So, for example, I just literally sit down and figure out, okay, this is how my day looks like, and this is how I can fit everything I need to fit into my day.
That's great. So, what made you smile today?
My son was in a very silly mood this morning. So literally we were walking to school and he was just like singing and dancing out of the blue. It's kind of funny.
That's great. Now, let us move on to some questions about your profession. So tell us something about menopause better.
This is a blog that I created to help women not go through, but try while they're in their 40s and 50s experiencing menopause, which I feel is a topic that not a lot of women talk about. We always hear hot flashes, but menopause is more than that. So I want women in that age range to just live the best that they can, because these are wonderful years.
Right. And it's true, even today, many women find menopause as a taboo, and many society often ignores or mutes people who are willing to voice about menopause or the concerns over the health issues about menopause and so on and so things. But I think now it's time to, again, get the voice back and to start speaking more about menopause in order to empower the women so that we can open up about their problems and the difficulties they face through this phase.
Yeah, absolutely. And even like doing the right thing about it, because for example, I had a client not too long ago, and she was seeing me for nutrition, of course, and she mentioned that she had diarrhea. And to her physician, the diarrhea was because a procedure she had 10 years ago, but never once mentioned that diarrhea could be a menopause symptom. So, like doing what she was doing was not helping with the diarrhea, but we did a few other things and actually that helped. And I know this is minor, but could you imagine having diarrhea all the time? How much that decrease your quality of life? And like that, there's just so many things we can do to just keep feeling young, energetic, and, being able to enjoy life during menopause. And the period leading to it, where there's a lot of symptoms in perimenopause as well.
Right. And that was something news to me as well, diarrhea being a symptom of menopause. I've never heard about it, but I'm sure it's going to help the viewers to be more aware of the symptoms of menopause.
Yes. And like understanding, I think it's important to understand that there's more than just hot flashes and mood swings.
Right. So talking about hot flashes, we all are aware that hot flashes is like a number one common symptom of menopause. So, what are the remedies that could heal them?
One is to reduce stress. That will help a lot. Then night hot flashes are very common. So just sleeping in a cool environment, put the AC a little lower than usual. Have clothes that you can remove, like layer up a little bit, like in your pajamas or in your blanket, so you can just be more comfortable. And of course, like changing your diet, like decreasing caffeine and alcohol could really help.
Well, that was great. Now, as a nutritionist, how would you like to guide a woman in her mid 40s experiencing perimenopause in terms of diet plans?
Well, I think it is important to understand that the meal planning is very individualized. It's not one size fits all. So we have to find what works for us. In my blog, I have a series of like the different meal plan reviews, so women can choose whatever works better for them. Also, I think you need to like get away from the all or nothing diet attitude. Many women, what they do is they start the diet on Monday, they eat a little something on Wednesday, and then because it's not a perfect diet, they go all in, eat everything until the next Monday when they start the diet again. And they never follow through with a healthy meal plan for a week or 2 weeks. It's only a few days, then off, and that never leads to real weight loss. And the last thing is sleep more. Believe it or not, when you sleep well, your hunger hormones get regulated, so you are not really hungry, and you don't and you get full faster, as well as you don't crave as much sugar. And that is something that I love, because what is a better weight loss tip than sleep more?
Is it safe to exercise during menopause?
Oh, yes, of course. It's not even safe, it's really encouraged. Now, I'm going to say something. Walking is fantastic, but it's not enough. You need to make sure that you continue to work on your muscles, because muscle mass, like developing those muscles, is more important than ever during this time of the woman's life. So, doing exercises like yoga, Pilates, weight training, or anything that really works out the muscle is key to mental health, physical health, and to reduce stress as well.
Well, that was quite informative. Now, what are some of the lifestyle solutions that could prepare women for a better menopause journey?
Well, healthy eating is a must. Decreasing caffeine, decreasing alcohol, of course, as well as eating less processed sugar, less added sugars, less processed foods. And in terms of other lifestyle, sleeping more, I know is something that is not easy for women in that age range, but it's possible. Sleeping more and exercising. So all those three things combined will help a lot. And last is reduce stress. Menopause is linked to higher stress levels because of the hormonal changes, but it's still under our control.
Right. So, are there any tips to reduce stress during that particular period of time?
To stress less, one is exercise, that helps a lot. Also, sleeping more because it regulates the hormone, the stress hormone, and as well as just see life with a different attitude. Life is as is. There's things that we can change, there's things that we cannot change. But when you just stress less, things actually flow much better and your health is better. So that's my biggest advice, I guess.
That's great. Now, what are some foods that should be avoided during perimenopause?
I think the first thing is gonna be sugar, decrease sugar. And I'm not saying that you never eat a sweet, but don't have sugar every day throughout the day. Less processed foods and less fried food. So pretty much transition from the typical Western diet into like a more healthier diet, perhaps looking more like the Mediterranean diet.
Right. Now, what were the challenges you faced while building the Menopause Better platform?
It was a slow process. Even getting to the topic was a process because, like, I don't know, I never really thought about it. But then I started seeing how little information people had. Then it got me to the niche. But of course, blogging is not something that you start now and it's just like it's perfect the next day. So it's just like having the patience to keep developing.
Right. And it's true, even when I had first read an article about menopause and saw the symptoms and cases coming up, I was thinking like how little is our society even bothered to speak more about menopause or to spread awareness about menopause. I think for menstruation, even like there are few like institutions and NGOs working towards doing sessions with teenagers in schools to empower them more about menstruation. But for menopause, I don't think even that is done. Like they could hold on sessions with women who are in the late 40s and late 50s to make them more aware of menopause, right?
Yes, to make them more aware of the symptoms and even to address the symptoms. I even feel sometimes as healthcare providers, many of us fail into directing women in the right way. We just say, oh yeah, you're in those years, but like never like really, okay, what we can do about it to make your life better.
Right. Now, what are some initiatives from your end that could encourage more women to open up about this issue of menopause and the problems they're facing through?
I think it's just like start speaking up. It's amazing how after I started this platform, people start talking to me about it, like random people, and telling me, hey, I'm facing these issues, and that's something that usually doesn't come up. And it's like people feel isolated, and sometimes they feel ashamed of what is happening, and they feel like they start getting to feel old, and it's like a lot of like feelings that come out with menopause. But I feel that sharing, expressing ourselves, we can truly help each other to like have an easier time as women.
Right. Also, how is weight gain or weight loss all of a sudden is actually related to menopause?
Well, the hormone changes. So you have like so many like moving pieces changing. That's one. So and there's things that we can do about it. The other thing is that stress levels are typically really high because of the hormones, but also because of like the women in that age are taking care of like kids, their own family, but at the same time they're aging parents and work and everything. So it's a lot of like stress, and stress is related to weight gain, especially that one around the belly. And last is just a change of lifestyle. Women stop exercising. Instead of like going to the gym like they did before, they might start just like walking, or they just put everybody else in front, and then they just never allow themselves the time to exercise and eat healthy and doing all the things. So I think those three factors combined are what cause weight gain.
Right. Now, how would you like to comment on menopause and constipation?
Well, there's several things that you can do. First is drink more. Do the things that you always do for constipation. Drink more water, walk more, exercise more, because that, I mean, the GI, all the gastrointestinal is a muscle, so that helps a lot. Eat fruits, vegetables, whole grains. So all that is super helpful, as well as going back again, stressing less.
That's great. Also, tell us more of some of the features of menopause beta. I heard a few of cookbooks that you do recommend via the same platform.
Yeah, well, I have, it depends on what is your